Animal Kingdom, and I'm about to show you some of my favorite tips and tricks. Now, this footage may show some previously recorded rides and stuff. I will denote in the side if this has been recorded before today, but I want to show you some of my best footage, and I want to give you my best tips for making your Animal Kingdom day as great as possible. Alright, first things first, I want to show you a secret entrance that you can use to get into the park when it is crowded. You can head through the Rainforest Cafe, and there is an entrance on the other side of it. So technically we probably don't need that today, but we're going to use it anyway. Here is the Rainforest Cafe. It is a restaurant that's located kind of like right at the Animal Kingdom, and it goes into the Animal Kingdom. I haven't personally eaten here yet, but it's definitely going to be on my list. Is that a Yeti? A sloth? A blue sloth. Okay. Sorry, distraction. So, you can cut through the gift shop. There's actually some really cute stuff in here. Alright, but when you leave the Rainforest Cafe, here is the secret entrance. This is actually my first time back here. And just like that, we are in the park. Now, the Rainforest Cafe and Yak and Yeti are two Landry restaurants. That means if you have a Landry card, you can actually get into it without having a reservation. Make sure you're walking around the Oasis area. I just went by and I did not see the anteater, but there is an anteater over here, some fun animals, and you can see the vine up here, which is a really exciting character to get to see. Another thing to keep in mind is the Animal Kingdom usually closes early. Today it is closing at 8 p.m., but some days it'll close as early as 6. So if you are park hopping, sometimes Animal Kingdom can be a good one to start your day in because it usually opens earlier than the other parks as well. They're trying to keep on the schedule for the animals, so keep that in mind. I also would like to mention that the Animal Kingdom, in my opinion, is the least stressful, most relaxing part. So I like to leave it for either the end of my trip or a rest day in the middle of my trip because I just find it to be so relaxing.
Should we do the Everest expedition?
And there she is, the tree of life. Now, I already walked past it, but at the very front of the park, there are some lockers that you can keep your stuff in. There are also some lockers near Cali River Rapids. These lockers do charge you, but you can use them if you need to keep your stuff. I've even kept luggage before on days that I was flying out. Here is the Wilderness Clubhouse. You can do a Wilderness Explorer activity. It is great for children and free, and a fun way to learn about different types of animals. So, if you have children, or you're an adult who wants to learn about animals, you should definitely check out the Wilderness Explorers. Another thing I highly recommend you doing is checking out the beautiful trails around the Animal Kingdom. There are so many different things to see. Animals on these trails, they're beautiful, relaxing. Good morning. You will see things that you might not even know were here. I didn't know there were kangaroos in the Animal Kingdom for a long time. And I'm a pass holder and come pretty frequently. But there are kangaroos, and they're on this trail, so make sure you're checking out the trails. hopping, the kangaroo's hopping. There's one. Hi, Mr. King. Oh, look at you. Hi. Hi. See what I mean? You can see lots of exciting things on these trails. With any park, if you see these blue guest experience team umbrellas, they can really help you out. If you're having any problems with lightning lanes, anything that you just need to ask them a question about. Over here you have two restaurants, Tiffin's. This one is for if you're a more adventurous eater. But beside Tiffin's, you have my favorite place to get a snack in all of Animal Kingdom, the Nomad Lounge. Nomad Lounge does not take advanced reservations. They're walk up, you put your name on a list, but they have the best churros in all of Disney World. I dream of these churros. They are so good. Another pro tip, you can order from the kids meal anywhere at Disney, and at Nomad Lounge, they have a teriyaki chicken kids meal that comes with 2 sides. At time of filming, it only runs you about $15 for that kids meal, which is a pretty good deal for a Disney meal. I've also seen people get a churros to go, but that is such a great place to sit and eat and watch the flotillas come by. It's almost a shame to get it to go. Who in the comments has had churros at both Disneyland and Nomad Lounge? Let me know in the comments below which is best. I've heard Disneyland has the best churros, way better than Walt Disney World, but I don't know if that counts Nomad Lounge. Now we are in Pandora. This is the location of 2 of the most popular rides in all of the Animal Kingdom. The Navi River Journey and Flight of Passage. Over here is Navi River Journey. It is available via standby and Lightning Lane Multipass. It is very popular, and if you are purchasing Lightning Lane Multipass, I recommend making this selection as one of your first selections when you can book. Another thing to note, on especially busy days, they do have a drink stand in the queue of Navi River Journey, which one tells you how popular that ride is, but 2, just so you know, you can get a drink and you can refill your water in that line. Now on to the most popular ride in all of Animal Kingdom, the Flight of Passage. Flight of Passage is a Lightning Lane single pass, the purchase the one ride option in the park, and standby. And it is extremely popular. It has a kind of different ride vehicle seat. So here is the seat of it. You're sitting on the back of a Banshee, and you can test it out before you wait in line, which if you haven't ridden it, I highly recommend doing, because you don't want to wait that long and not be able to ride. Another thing to note is that Flight of Passage is an excellent choice for rope drop in the morning if you're coming here for early magic hours. Like I said, getting the Lightning Lane single pass, or if you ride it the last ride of the night. I've done the last ride of the night before, and I highly recommend it because you get to leave later. Like, you get to leave after Animal Kingdom closes, and an empty Animal Kingdom when it's dark, hopefully, depending on what time the Animal Kingdom closes that day, is a really magical experience. A lot of times Animal Kingdom closes before it's dark out, and Pandora is beautiful at night. So if you can do this and it makes you leave the park when it's dark, that's great. From Pandora, you can take this little back pathway that will take you straight to the African Pavilion. I don't know if pavilion's the right word. Land, country. I'm not exactly sure what you call the different divisions in Animal Kingdom. Just Africa. I love this little back path. It's not as crowded as the main pathway. And it's just beautiful. Alright, and we're right over here at the Festival of the Lion King. And if you're lucky enough to be a member of Club 33, it's right over there. Unfortunately, I'm not. Festival of the Lion King is a great show that tells the story of the Lion King. And if I were to recommend getting a lightning lane for any show in Disney World, it would be Festival of the Lion King. Well, number one would be Fantasmic, but that's not offered, so it is truly great. Speaking of shows, make sure you're checking the times because some of the shows don't run through the whole day, so you want to make sure that you get to them before the last performance. This long line that you see is for Kilimanjaro Safari. Obviously, I'm not going to ride it right now, but that is what the line is for. Kilimanjaro Safari does not open with the rest of the park. It opens a little bit later to give the animals time to like get up and get going. So don't rope drop Kilimanjaro Safari unless you're okay with it not possibly being open right when you get there. I also have some tips for the best safaris. So the main tip I've heard is that the best times to go on your safari are in the morning and at night because the animals are more active when it's a little bit cooler. I went at lunchtime one time and had a really wonderful safari because I think they were eating. So I can't tell you exactly what I think the best time to do the safari is, but I can tell you that anytime you do it, you will see animals. I've never ridden the safari and not seen animals. Also, sit on the left side of the car. Majority of the animals will be on your left side. You can still see animals on the right. You can still see great animals on the right. But I tend to like to sit on the left side, and I like to sit in the back row. That way I can turn around and see behind me as well. What is your favorite animal to see on the safari? Let me know in the comments below. Animal Kingdom also has a trail in Africa and Asia where you can see some animals, and it's a lot of fun. Just make sure you check what time it will close at. This one closes today at 5:15 and the park closes at 8. You don't want to come after it's already closed and not get to do it. But it is a wonderful way to view the animals. And here's some footage I have from the past at Gorilla Falls. Okay, it was way too loud to record back there. So, Rafiki's Planet Watch, you can get on this train called the Wilderness Express, I think, or the Wildlife Express. I think it's the Wilderness Express. Or, no, I think it's the Wildlife Express. I don't know. Anyway, you get on this train and you go to the separate area of the park. And here you have a petting zoo where you can pet some live animals. There is even a little pig that was the inspiration for Pua and Moana. You can draw pictures of the animals at the animation experience, not animals, Disney characters. They teach you to draw the Disney characters at the animation experience. This is free. You can see some of the places where they give care to the animals, and there's even a schedule on the wall that shows you if there's something big happening that week so that you can come back and see it if you want. It's just a really fun time and a great experience. All right, on to Asia, but just a note, you can get some beautiful views of the Tree of Life over here from the side, and other people won't be on your picture. So just like Magic Kingdom, you can take a picture of the side of the castle. Same thing with the Tree of Life. If you get Mr. Kamal's fries, come down there to eat them. It's a beautiful spot to eat your lunch fries. Now, when you ask people if you should buy a lightning lane for the animal kingdom, you'll probably get some different answers. A lot of people say you don't necessarily need lightning lane multipass for the animal kingdom because it tends not to be as crowded. It also depends on what day you're coming and what time of year it is. But it is usually the cheapest lightning lane multipass. So it is $17 for today. I usually buy it for the animal kingdom just because every time that I've not bought it in my experience, I've always regretted it. But it's usually just me, so that's just $17 for just me. If you have a family of 4 or 5, that can really add up. So it might be worth it to see if you're coming at a crowded time of year and to see if you need it. Or to purchase the lightning lane single pass for Flight of Passage instead of the multi-pass, because Flight of Passage is by far the longest line in the park. Let's talk about Kali River Rapids, because this can be a kind of splitting subject here at the Animal Kingdom. Right now it is under refurbishment. It will get you wet. It can possibly get you soaked. I will usually ride it with a poncho on, and I don't usually use a poncho unless it's super cold for stuff like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But Kali River Rapids is a different story. So if you're riding it and you're wearing jeans and you don't want to walk around in wet jeans all day because that's uncomfortable, you can put on a poncho. You can skip it if you don't want to get wet. But just know that you have the potential to get very wet on this ride. Also, I mentioned the lockers earlier. They are right over here, and you can purchase them right there. And there is no trick like, well, a raft circle anyway, but there's no trick about not getting wet on this ride. It's just chance. Alright, here is the Maharaja Jungle Trek. This is the animal trail that's in Asia. And it will close as well at 5:15. But, hi! But I want to go ahead and go on this trail and see if I can see baby Basco, the little tiger cub. So let's go. There is a kimono dragon over here. I think that's what it's called. I don't see him though. Hello. Alright, let's get to the tigers. The dragon isn't out yet because it's too cold for him. And I said dragon, it made me think of, I've been reading the Fourth Wing series. I don't know if I have any other romantasy readers who were watching this video, but great series. I wish Andana was here. There are bats in here, so if you are scared of bats, just know that there are bats. And you can just skip through and not see the bats as well. I'm not scared of the bats, and I've seen them frequently, but it looks like the things are drawn and you can't see them right now. I am headed for the tiger, which is my primary focus, and I see a lot of people up here, so let's see. You can see him better from this window, but it is packed, but I want to see him, so we're waiting. There's baby Basco! Baby Basco! Come on! I am so happy I got to see him. That was so exciting. Up ahead, this big mountain that you see is Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. This is a roller coaster attraction. You go forward, you go backwards, you see a Yeti. And one thing I will tell you about it is it has a great single rider line. You can also make a lightning lane multi-pass or wait standby for it. But if you're okay being split from your party, the single rider line is usually 3 pass. right, so
Let's do that then.
if you go
Okay.
up here, you'll see the entrance to the single rider line.
But we'll get whatever
But-
stuff you want to get here.
Right now, Expedition Everest is down. So you can actually see the train stopped right there. So I'll not be getting on it right now, but here's some previous footage of Expedition Everest.
Hold on.
Let's talk about Dinoland USA while we still can. Now, construction walls are up, so, I mean, it's happening. If you don't know, they are retheming Dinoland USA to the tropical Americas. It's going to have an Encanto section, Indiana Jones ride, which will be the Dinosaur ride. And I'm sure it's going to be just wonderful. But I also love Dinoland. So, let's go through my tips for it in case you make it before the rest of it closes down. We have already seen closures of Fossil Fuel Fun and Games and Triceratops Spin, and there was one other thing that I can't think of right now. Over here, if you have little ones, this is a really cute little playground they can go to get out some energy. The Boneyard. Oh yeah, Chester and Hester's is the other thing that shut down. Right now, Kevin roams around Dinoland. But that is another thing I love about Animal Kingdom is the fun roaming characters. You have Divine and you have Kevin. So make sure to keep an eye on your app of when they're going to be out, because it would be a shame to miss Kevin. She really is wonderful. Here is Dinosaur. Now, if you have small kids, be aware that this ride is dark. It's scary. There's dinosaurs. It could terrify them. But it also is a very fun attraction. If you have a chance to get a Dino Bite ice cream sandwich before they're gone, you 100% should. These are some of my top Animal Kingdom tips and tricks. I hope that they help you when you're planning your next vacation to Walt Disney World. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. Bye.